Hi, this is Lucky Smith reporting for Star River News Magazine, and I'm here with
Jimmy Morosan.
And Jimmy, I understand that you are a race car driver, correct?
That is it, correct.
And how long have you been racing now?
I have been racing for 11 years since I was 9 years old. I started racing in the Junior Drag Racing League program. My dad got me into it, and I've been doing it ever since. I raced junior drags all the way until I was 18, a senior in high school. And then I got out of the junior program. I built my first truck, and then I built my first race car. I started racing that. And
wait, how did you learn how to build race cars?
I've been around it my whole life.
Does anybody else in your family drag race? Or?
I do have two cousins that drag race. I also have a family friend of mine that drag race, quite a few of them actually. But I was actually the first one in my family to start going down the drag strip.
And from racing, you started learning how to build your own.
Yeah, just being around the things and learning. My dad showed me mostly everything, and how I mainly learned how to work on cars and build things was from my truck. My truck was my big learning curve. Yeah.
The Ford, the orange truck outside.
Yeah, that's mine.
That's a classic. What year is that?
That's a '59.
Wow. And how long? I mean, when you originally got it, how bad? I mean, is it?
Yeah, weeds growing through the boards. It was wiped out. It looked awful.
It looks beautiful now.
It took a lot of work.
And all right, I'm gonna take pictures of that. So that's the orange truck in the. Okay.
Yeah.
The orange truck. All right. So you built trucks. You got into it, and now you have sponsors. How long have you been racing with sponsors?
My first sponsor was actually when I was 10 years old. I had two sponsors. It was H&A Transmission. They're out of Rancho Cucamonga, and also Magco Drilling Company. They are out of Baldwin Park.
Yeah,
they were both family friends of ours. It's kind of how we got the sponsorship. Then years later, we got picked up by Redline Oil. And Redline Oil was doing good for us until we had the opportunity to go with Lucas. The reason why we were able to go with Lucas so easily was because the marketing director for Lucas Oil, his son, raced in the Junior Drag Racing League with me. So therefore we kind of had it in, and Lucas Oil took over Redline Oil for us. So I've been sponsored by Lucas Oil for 6 years now.
And how many races you've been racing for 11 years. How many races would you say you've done already?
That I've already raced?
Uh-huh.
I've probably been down the track about 5,000 to 6,000 times.
Shit. And what are your plans next?
My plans are to keep working up the ladder to try and make it to professional drag racing, which would be top fuel dragsters or top fuel funny cars.
And to get into professional drag racing, is skills not involved, right? It's more so financial, just to get in.
To get into the big dogs, yes, it is. It's a big financial thing because to go down the track one time in the top fuel car, if everything goes correct, it costs $7,000 to go down the track once.
Why so much money?
Because they literally rebuild the entire engine and the entire clutch system and the transmission every single pass. They refresh the motor every single pass, which is very expensive. One weekend, one event in a top fuel car, you're looking at anywhere from $50,000 to $75,000 for the weekend.
And do you have any upcoming races or?
Yes, I will be racing this weekend at a ANRA race, which will be up in Bakersfield. I will be running a class called NE1, which is the fastest class there. And NE1 stands for Nostalgia Eliminator 1. And I will be racing a front-engine blown alcohol dragster.
Oh, okay. So, Jimmy, do you guys have, a busy season? What's your season or your months?
Well, drag racing is usually most of the year, except for the winter months. It's usually it's about from February to November. October, November. So kind of the middle winter months are kind of out. But other than that, I'm drag racing the whole year.
And is any of the races ever televised?
Yeah, some of them are. Usually what they do is they televise them on internet TV shows.
Okay.
So they will broadcast them on things like Bang Shift and other websites of that sort.
And then what about Top Fuel? I think I've seen that.
Top Fuel is always aired.
Uh-huh.
It is always on ESPN.
Yeah,
every race they do,
there.
they have 2 air dates, and that is good. They have one air date for the qualifying, and then they have the other air date for the actual race itself, and that's for every single event, which is 23 races a year.
And if people want to buy tickets or come on and see you, where can they find or see your schedule at?
They can see my schedule on my website, which is morrisonracing.webs.com.
Okay. And if people are interested in sponsoring you, how should they get in contact with you?
You can contact me through my website. There's a contact us, and that there's my phone number and my address if you wanted to mail me anything or call me, and my email address is on there as well. You can email me. I will get in contact back with you, especially if you're interested in a sponsorship.
And what about buying tickets? Can they buy tickets for the races through you, or
not through the website? You can see what event is going on, and then you can either go to that racetrack's website and buy the tickets off of there.
Okay.
You can go to my 2013 schedule, and you'll see, for example, the March meet at Bakersfield. So you would go to the Bakersfield's website, and you can buy the tickets off of there.
When's your next local race?
My next local race.
Maybe Starboard News might want to attend, because we're getting into more sports now, and drag racing is popular.
It is. I like it. But when is going to be my next local race? The suck part is they're closing down a lot of the drag strips here in Southern California, and
which ones?
They just
we have Speedway.
They just recently closed down California Speedway. They strip mined LACR, which was in Palmdale.
Wait, they closed down the Irwindale one or the one in Fontana? Fontana. Okay, yeah.
One in Fontana over there. They closed that one down. They closed down Pomona in 2002. They closed down LACR, which was in Palmdale. They closed that down, I want to say, in 2007.
Why did they close all those down? Do you know?
Basically, the residents that live there don't like the noise, and that's usually what starts it.
Oh
and then
Are you serious?
I'm not kidding. No.
Wow.
Even Pomona Raceway, which was...
Never mind that the city's going to lose money. We'd rather be poor and have to pay more taxes.
What these people don't realize is drag racing, when these people come to the racetrack on the weekends, they are bringing so much money to the city. You're talking about if 500 cars show up to a race and if every car had at least 2 people with them and some or more, you're talking about
food.
You're talking about gas stations. You're talking about grocery stores. You're talking about hotel rooms.
Exactly.
You're talking about any type of venue that's going on that anyone wanted to go out of town and see a movie or go to a club or go to a bar.
Bars.
They're gonna go right there in that city.
Exactly. You're not gonna go Pomona when you're from out of town and then travel to Burbank. It's just really not going to happen unless you know somebody. But
when the races are at Fontana, there's money being brought to Fontana. When the races are going on in Pomona, there's money being brought to Pomona. Same as Irwindale, same as Palmdale, same as Bakersfield, same as Verona. They are all bringing money to the city. And it's a damn shame that people would choose noise and more taxes over, drag racing.
Yeah. Is there any racetracks that were closed or maybe thinking about reopening again?
Yeah, there are actually. That would be Fontana. That'd be the track in Fontana. That'd be Auto Club Dragway. They are trying to do their best to reopen.
It's just a noise in that city is what the issue
It's a noise. It's several different complaints from other people. And it's just a big mess over there. And they're trying to do it really slow as they can to make it happen.
And what's the one racetrack that you're itching to race? Like that either is the big one that you've already raced, or the one that you like, the Olympics for you, as far as like the one thing that you're like, yes.
My goal would to one day be racing the World Finals in Pomona in the Top Fuel Dragster. That would be my goal. That don't get any bigger than that. You're going 320 miles an hour in 3.8 seconds.
Have you ever done that track?
I raced at that track many times. I actually raced at that track with this car a few weeks ago.
So when you're behind the wheel, do you put yourself there and you're thinking you're on the top fuel and you're...
Not when I'm driving these cars. I'm a lot more relaxed. You gotta stay calm. That's the biggest thing. If you try and act all amped up, if anything goes wrong, you're gonna be the one that hits a wall, not saves it. You gotta be really calm and be cool. Focused, but you need to be cool.
Have you ever crashed?
No,
and hit the
I
wall?
have not.
Okay. Oh, let's knock on...
Hey, this isn't really good. I just knocked on something.
Knocked on metal. Is it something that you're prepared for, or some type of training, or any type of thing where?
Well, you know what showed me a lot that helped out with the drag racing, because I've been in a couple tight spots a couple times, quite a few times. I faced the wall doing 140 miles an hour, and it's scary.
So
but
how
you know,
because like veer off, because once you're going that fast, it's so hard to control the wheel.
well, it's different with every scenario. I want to say what helped me out the most was my experience in motorcycles. Knowing how to save it on a motorcycle and how to handle something. It wasn't that much different than on a car. The only difference was, instead of turning my arms, I turned the steering wheel.
Okay. And so like, because like, you know how you hypervenate, what is it? When you go and you lose control, you're like skidding, and you're going, like, is it one of those things where any type of tips you can give other people not to hit the wall? Like,
yeah, there's such things as old drivers and bold drivers. No such thing as an old bold driver. Don't be bold. Don't be a hero. If it gets squirrely, get out of it immediately before it turns into something crazy. It's the best advice I can say. Almost every wreck that happens is because the guy thought that he could stay in it and make it down the track, and you can't. You have to get out of it when you have to.
And that's just from being experienced and tuition. And in racing, is it pretty much straightforward? Like, is there any type of competition where people would try and purposely make you crash, or?
No, I don't want to say anyone would want to try and make you crash. Are there people that play dirty out there? Not really. It's a pretty good sport. It's not like motocross racing or any kind of like NASCAR or stock car racing where people can be aggressive and try and bump you and stuff.
Yeah.
You're kind of doing your own thing. It's you wouldn't really want to make anyone else crash, and by doing so, you disqualify yourself anyway. It's really obvious.
Yeah, because you guys are already just going straight down a straight line.
And once you cross the center line, you're already disqualified no matter what happens with the other guy.
Got it. Is there anything else you want to add, or anything else you want to talk about?
Huh. Not really. I can't really quite think of much. That's pretty much it.
Your highlight of your career, any moments you want to talk about that has been your favorite, your racing career?
I probably want to say there was two. One of them was in 2005, I got national champion, and also I got driver of the year.
Is those two banners behind us right now?
That is from the national championship,
okay.
Yes. But I got driver of the year in 2009, as well as divisional champion, and I got Arizona Fuel and Gas Championship last year in the front engine dragster that I'm running today.
This is really cool.
These are yours.
Oh, thank you.
Those are my accomplishments.
Nice.
Because I can't quite remember them all anymore.
Oh my god. I mean, I'm so honored to be able to interview you. Like, even though you've been racing for 11 years, like, being that you're only like 20, this is remarkable.
I did it.
So it's like, it seems like you win something every year that you race.
I haven't missed a year yet from 2005.
So you always win an award. You always win.
Always get some sort of champion.
Wow. So from like 2005 all the way to 2012, you've always had a big win. That's nice. And when you're in these competitions, how many other people are you racing against?
Depends. It could vary from. It could vary if some people only show up. It could be 6 cars. It could be 160.
Your biggest race, where by means of like the most
people in that single day.
Yeah.
national champion, definitely.
2005?
Yeah, national champion, definitely.
That's
It
when
was
you
a
got
7-round race. I think there was like 130 cars in my group, and I won it. And I was in Denver, Colorado. Actually, the town is actually called Morosan, which is kind of ironic.
Because that's your
my
last name. Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah, and that gets aired on television.
Cool. Is there any shout-outs, anybody you want to mention or give thanks to? Or?
Well, I would definitely, of course, want to first of all thank my mom and dad. I would like to thank Tom Bogner with Lucas Oil, Mike Judson with Mickey Thompson Tires, and Charlie Rojo with Taco Ready. Definitely. And John Calvert with Caltrax Racing.
Caltrax Racing. And just to get an idea, if somebody wanted to put a sticker on your car and they go, hey, I want to sponsor you, what's this? You guys like have a starting thing to put a sticker on there?
We sit down, not too different than like we're doing now.
Yeah.
And we talk about what we can do, what he wants to do, what I want to do, and we negotiate. You know, if you want to make my car a Queen Magazine car, we can. We can turn the whole car into a Queen Magazine car, but I'm going to say, well, this is how much it costs to race.
Oh, so the sponsors put a sticker, they have to pay for a race.
Well, they're the ones that help me get to the track. If it wasn't for Lucas Oil, if it wasn't for Mickey Thompson, if it wasn't for Taco Ready, and if it wasn't for the Caltrax and K&N filters, there's no way I could afford to do this.
So they pay for the gas to get up there, they pay for the hotel stay, the food, and to enter into the race
They
too, right?
They help a lot. Fortunately, we don't have to get a hotel room because we got a motor.
Oh, okay.
We just stay at the track.
Yeah. So then, but they pay for like the crew. So I got it. So
Yeah.
so it's like
They're
all you have to
big
do is
help.
worry about is racing.
Tom Bogner with Lucas Oil has been a great help, as well as Mike Judson with Mickey Thompson. They've all been a really, really great help. And my newest sponsor right now, which is Taco Ready, they're awesome. They've actually got really good tacos too.
Where are they out of?
They got a place right here in Baldwin Park,
Uh-huh.
off of Francisquito and Baldwin Park Boulevard, close to that.
Because I'm a taco freak. I love
Yeah.
tacos.
Oh yeah, Taco
I eat
Ready's-
tacos all day long.
Tacos is shit. It's America. No, Taco Ready's really good. They got one there. They also got one up in Covina off of San Bernardino Road in Barranca.
Okay, that's by me.
Yeah. And, geez, where else do they have one? I saw that they have one in Rosemead and one in El Monte, but I've never been there.
I used to live in Rosemead, so I didn't see them
I know.
over there.
But I've always been to the one in Baldwin Park because that's where I live.
Yeah.
And I've been to the one in Covina quite a few times.
Have you always been a Baldwin Park? Like this is where you're born and raised,
This
or
is where I've lived my whole life.
Baldwin Park, California?
I've lived here my whole life. My dad has lived here his whole life, so has my grandpa. And my great-grandpa even moved from Baldwin Park in the 30s.
Shit. So you guys have you guys all live together in the same house?
Well,
or?
me and my parents live here.
And then your grandparents, they live nearby.
Yeah, they live off of Amar. I think that would be considered Walnut.
Walnut now. Okay. All right. I'm by never mind.
Maybe La Puente. Hell, I don't know.
Yeah. Go give like 100,000 people.
But, I mean, my grandpa used to build boats here in this garage from scratch. He'd build a mold and fiberglass mold and pop a hole out and build a motor and set the motor in the boat and go boating. Go racing.
So you come from like a long line of men that build things by hand. Like I'm looking at this engine right now, and what is this one for?
That's a 340. It's a small block Mopar. It came out of one of the race cars because it was making noises it shouldn't be.
What are you gonna do with it? You gonna fix
I'm
it
gonna,
and put it back in?
I'm gonna rebuild it, and it's gonna be a spare motor. I already got a motor in the other car. Yeah, this is just a spare for now. So that's why I haven't built it yet. It cost me about, if I do the labor, it's about $1,500 to $2,000 to build it. Depends what's wrong with it.
Nice. This is Lucky Smith wrapping up. Thank you. Okay.